So with that being said, that was a very good show, and then for years on, for like 10, 15 years, people they were reviving old shows and making them into movies. Like Charlie's Angels had theirs in 2000, and um, then finally it was announced in 2002, 2003 that they were gonna, what was it, the guy who did the directing, Michael Mann, and the creator who became executive producer, decided to make a movie. They're going to maybe try to make an attempt to bring Miami Vice back, but to modernize it. And that's what this did. This movie did. I went to the theater to see it. I even watched the couple of season 3 episodes in the summer of '06. Get myself pumped up for the movie. I remember going with my roommate on a July summer night, the movie theater, to see Miami Vice, the movie. And about, you know, like I said, I think in terms of um, Tubbs, Jamie Foxx made a perfect Tubbs. In terms of the guy who played Crockett, Colin Farrell, um, in real life I think he's Irish, or maybe from New Zealand, one of them countries. I think the guy who played Crockett, Colin Farrell, was kind of a hit and miss, and they also gave him a mustache. Um, at the time, I was very skeptical. I think once you got to like the last 30, 35 minutes, it kind of dragged, I thought. And it kind of left me like, well, okay, are they going to do more? And then after about a couple weeks, you didn't hear much about it. It kind of fizzled out, which told me that a lot of people that were diehard fans were not really impressed with it. Um, like in the show there, they really utilized all the characters, especially the first 3 seasons. Zito, Switek, all the characters, Izzy, and can't think of it. There's just a lot of side characters. But in the movie, they I don't know, they didn't really utilize Zito, and they didn't really utilize Switek. So I feel like the movie was very overhyped. There was a lot of high expectation, and it didn't. At the time when I first saw it, it sort of left me not completely disappointed, but a little disappointed. So I'm not really bad mouthing the movie. Recently, I went back and I rewatched it because it is 15 years old. The movie is 15 years old, and the third season is 35 years old. So it's ironic. It's a 20 year 20 year difference right there. 1986, 87, and 2006. I mean, the filming was done in '04 and parts of '05. So my feeling is, um, now there's a rumor going around that Vin Diesel, a couple years ago, there was talk of Vin Diesel and maybe Justin Lin, who directed some of the Fast and Furious movies. He's gonna, just like he did an episode of Magnum PI, the new Magnum PI. They're going to work on a new version of Miami Vice. Um, so it's hard to say what will happen, whether it'll come out in 3 years or whatever, but 2024 is like 3 years away, so anything's possible. As a Miami Vice fan, just like a Magnum PI fan and Cheers fan, um, I'm going to keep my eye out, every year. And when they do officially release a new TV version. Now, it's interesting, on a side note, back in the 2000s, they had a sort of a similar show called Burn Notice. In a similar fashion, the guy was undercover and he drove around in fancy cars, and the setting was Miami. So I think the people that created that show on the USA Network, or one of the networks, was trying to build up the same hype for the 2000s, for that era. I may get around to watching it someday, But basically, I rate the classic show as an A plus because it holds up. It's a classic. The movie. So this gets like an A plus. The movie, I will give. I have to say, for plot, now that I watched it recently, I give it a B plus. The reason I give it a B plus is because I feel like the plot needed to be more refined, and I think a couple of the characters, the actors and actresses that played, like they didn't use Gina Calabrese as much, but then you think back in the movie, but you think in the show there, Judy and Gina wasn't really utilized that much, just like Zito and Switek. Well, actually, Switek got a bit of more screen time, and so I'm thinking Zito and Gina Calabrese in the 2006 movie, I felt like they got small screen time, and I'm kind of, I don't know what to think of the new Lieutenant Castile in the 2006 movie. The original guy, Edward James Osmos, was definitely, he's meant for that part. So, with the movie being set in 2006, I guess, I agree with the Switek character, Zito guy. I think they could have utilized them better. I think what happened was it was too serious, too dark and gritty. What they needed to do was they needed to lighten it up a little bit. And I think that's what it is. So that's why I'm giving the movie a B plus. But in all honesty, if you're a real serious Miami Vice fan, you like them all for what they are. And the cool thing is, here they film parts of it in Uruguay, I think is pronounced it, in South America, Paraguay, well, they okay. Let's just say they filmed in certain countries in South America, and they a lot of the scenes were in Miami. So it's pretty cool to see how much has changed in the 2000s, and you get to see the old Miami from the 80s. And also, on another side note, Vice City was inspired by Miami Vice. And in fact, Philip Michael Thomas did Vice City Stories. He had a character in there as one of the villains, ironically. And in Vice City, he was in the game too. So I just wanted to add that part of the GTA franchise was inspired by the TV show Miami Vice. So So, um, TV series A plus. I recommend watching this first, and then if you skim through the episodes, just check out a few of season 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then when you're done with those, I recommend watching this. But you can do it in any order. You don't have to watch all 5 seasons. You can watch a couple episodes of season 1, and then you just go to the film. So that's what makes Miami Vice great. The classic TV show. You don't have to watch all the episodes in order. You can watch them randomly, anywhere, any order you want. But to really understand it, like in my case, when I get into a TV show, just once, I like to watch it, oldest episode to newest episode, to see how the show progressed, to get a grip on the concept, as they say. So anyway, that's my review of Miami Vice. And so, there's my collection. So, until next time, be safe out there. Happy Labor Day, and God bless you. Have a good day until next time.